Unlike any Republican in the House or the Senate, I have voted for a balanced budget. We balanced the budget under President Clinton. Not only balanced the budget, started paying down the national debt. I was proud to have voted for that balanced budget. Not a gimmick, but a real balanced budget. We had to actually make tough choices. We did. We balanced it. We had a surplus. But when you talk about amending our nation's fundamental charter, the Constitution of the United States, it's not something Congress and the American people should feel forced to do in the face of a financial crisis. I take seriously my senatorial oath to support and defend the Constitution. Now, I know that there are a lot of pressure groups demanding that elected representatives sign pledges about what they will and will not do. The pledge I follow, the one I was honored to make again at the beginning of this Congress, is to uphold the Constitution. That's what I intend to do as I represent the people of Vermont. The House passed Bill H.R. 2560, which the Senate's now considering, claims to impose a balanced budget on future Congresses. The process by which this bill has been brought to the floor of the Senate is an affront to the Constitution that we're sworn to protect and defend. Indeed, the House bill denies authority to meet the nation's obligations until Congress passes a type of constitutional amendment that will actually make it more difficult to reduce our national debt. That kind of constitutional blackmail has no place in our democracy, no place in our laws. It's why the founders did not include a constitutional requirement for a balanced budget or prohibition against incurring debt in our Constitution. They knew full well that would have been foolish and dangerous and self-defeating for the nation they were seeking to establish. And I respect the wisdom of the founders and will uphold the Constitution which has served this nation so well for the last 223 years. Let us not be so vain to think that we know better than the founders what the Constitution should prescribe. I reject the notion that for political reasons we need to rush consideration of an ill-conceived and evolving proposal for a constitutional amendment. I'm going to stand with the founders. I'll defend their work and our Constitution and oppose the proposed series of constitutional amendments, which incidentally haven't even had a hearing. Amend the Constitution, we haven't even had a hearing on it. You know, amendments to the Constitution of the United States are permanent. They're not bills or resolutions that can be abandoned or fixed. The source of our budgetary problems does not lie with the Constitution. The Constitution remains sound. The fault is, as always has been, with those who will not work with the president to achieve results that help the American people. What is lacking is the political judgment and the courage to do what is right. We saw this, as I said before, the last time we balanced the budget, not a single Republican voted for that balanced budget, and yet it created enormous surpluses. These proposed constitutional amendments would not cut a single dime from the debt or federal budget. Rather than deal with our problems, some want to require that we deface the Constitution with a measure that will, by its own terms, not be effective for 5 years if it were to be adopted by 2/3 of both houses of Congress and then ratified by 3/4 of the state. Put that in other ways, at least 3 election cycles from now. We get our bumper stickers today, but we kick the can down the road 3 election cycles. Congress has the power now to take steps to avoid a government's default and get us on the path of rebalancing the budget, just as we did at the end of the Clinton administration. This debate is a distraction from the hard work and hard choices that need to be made. There should be no mistake. Proposed amendments to the Constitution are not just unnecessary, they're unwise, they're unsound, they're dangerous. And in my view, this House-passed bill and the proposed amendment demean our Constitution. Never in our history we amended the Constitution, the work of our founders, to impose budgetary restrictions or to require supermajorities for passing legislation. And now we're saying, let's do it on a whim, let's do it without any hearings, let's do it because we can do it. Will all senators swear an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States? That's our duty and responsibility. The Constitution has allowed America to flourish. adapt to new challenges. We've amended it only 17 times since the Bill of Rights. Our Constitution deserves protection. I stand with the Constitution today. I'm going to support the motion to table this ill-conceived legislation.